Hey, it's me. Continuation of the other one. Okay, so I'm on the porch one day, and I decide, I'm ready to leave, and an ambulance is parked out over on the side by the house. And as I'm walking to go to my house, he come running up, and I start smiling. He's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I was like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "What about so-and-so?" Whose name is withheld right now. And I said, "He's fine. I gotta check. You know, man, he's like my father." And see, what he was doing was he was giving me clues all over the place. Because if you know anything about me, I'll listen to you. If I hear every word you say, I remember every word you say. I don't know if it's a gift or a curse, depending on who you're talking to. Anyway, alright. So he showed me that he cared. Then, one day, I needed a light. I couldn't find my lighter for whatever reason. I carry cigarettes. I have a lighter, but I couldn't find my lighter for whatever reason. I couldn't find it in my purse. I have both a supernatural and natural life, so stuff disappears and reappears in my house all the time. So it's okay. I'm fine with that. So, he handed me his lighter, and I lit my cigarette. And this the hand. And when I handed it back to him, my pinky touched his hand right there. And all I can say is, at the time I thought it was me that got stuck, but it was we that got stuck. Now, I don't understand what happened. I had to mentally yell at my hand 3 times for my hand to release. Because at first I was like, "Hand, come here." Hand said, "No." I said, "Hand, come here." Hand said, "Mm-mm." I'm still stuck. "Hand, damn it, come here." And it released. The second time I touched him, I was a little tipsy on the porch. He came up looking all yum yum and all that black. But I still hadn't really looked at his face. He just looked, dangerous, whatever. I hadn't looked at his face yet. And the one part that I had looked at was his eyelashes up against his cheekbone. And that was beautiful. So I just assumed that he was good looking. That's, I don't have to look at all of them. Why? He's 20 years younger than me. You understand? So anyway. So, I was a little tipsy. And I don't know if somebody had texted me some mess or something. I don't know, something that happened. And I wanted to talk to him. And I stopped him in the door. I put my hand on his chest. His heart stopped. Every thought that I had in my head flew out of my mind. I'm staring him in the eyes, and I don't know exactly how long we stood there. And then all of a sudden, sometime later, he said, "Well, I have to go. I'm busy." And I'm like, but, I could talk then. After we separate, I could talk. I said, "But I have something I want to tell you." He's like, "Okay, so it's a crime that I'm busy." I'm like, "No." He's like, "And by the way, you text me like 15,000 times. I text him 6 times. But as a friend, stuck in the friend zone. Okay, but I'm still, he's 20 years younger. So, I don't know what happened. And then, I was going to the porch every day. And sit there until it's time for me to come home to feed the dogs. A couple hours, whatever. 2-3 hours. And then all of a sudden, one day, I don't know what happened, but he had angled himself so that I could look at him. Just a direct line shot. Just looked straight at him. If I looked up, there he would be. And I looked at him. And I saw the cleft in the chin. And then I saw his cheeks. And his nose. And, you know, I am not, I'm quick when I need to be. But remember, I done searched my whole life, and I done found these certain features different places, but never the whole face. And I'm sitting on this porch, looking at a man, dissecting each hair, and recognizing each feature as the feature that I had been drawn to. Except all the features were on one face. Ah, you talk about... What happened? I don't know. I don't know. Shit. I drooled for 6 months. Drooled. I'd forget to swallow my spit. It was awesome. It was off the hook. I have a cough, and he told me one day a certain medicine that I should get for my cough to get rid of the mucus and stuff. That showed he cared. That showed he paid attention. And showed he cared about others when he was worried about so-and-so in the ambulance. His mother came over. She came up on the porch when I first started going over. And she looked at me, and, you know, I was plump. I'm a size 6 now, but I was a size 14 then, so I was a lot plumper. All girl, though. Anyway. She's carrying a box, and she's like, oh, she's pretty, talking about me, okay? I'm like, okay, that's weird, because he had made a big deal about saying his mom was coming over. And, you know, if you knew my mom, you would understand I have mommy issues. Yay if you had a good one. Yay if you had an okay one. I had a toxic mommy, but she taught me a lot. Anyway, I respect other people's mothers, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know. But one time she came over, and she went in the house, and she fussed at him, just fussing, pop, pop, pop. I don't know what she was saying. I'm not rude. I don't eavesdrop, you know. A lot of times when you eavesdrop, you don't hear nothing nice about yourself. So, I take people's advice. I used to hang out with old people all the time. They say, Michelle, that's going to be a pile of poop. Don't step down. I'd be like, okay. And I wouldn't step down. And I wouldn't have poop on my shoes. But I'd see other people that step and they'd have poop on their shoes. And I'd be like, well, what happened? I don't know. You was told not to. You did it anyway. I don't know what. But he's still 20 years younger than me, even though he's got the face. And he's showing me all this stuff. And the most beautiful thing that I ever saw him do was he wept real, honest to God, sorrowful tears. It was heartaching. And I've never seen a more beautiful act in my life. A lot of people believe that if you cry, you're weak. If you cry, it's because you're stronger than the situation and you want to beat it up. Yeah, but you know you can't. Heck, I cry. I can't tell you how many times I be wanting to hurt somebody for doing something to me, but I know it would be wrong. So if I know it would be wrong and I do something, then I'm wrong, and I can't expect right to come to me. But if they're wrong and I do the right thing, right's going to come to me, and wrong will come to them sooner or later. And if everything goes according to plan, it's going to be sooner rather than later. Just saying. These are those times. So anyway, he's my divine masculine. I am his divine feminine. Alright, so then I start learning stuff. I start learning about synchronicities. And I start learning about if you keep seeing a particular name, then that is a sign. If you I don't know, it's just hard to explain it. It's just there are signs all around you. Like if you've got a question and you want an answer, you might get the answer from TV. You might get the answer from reading it in a magazine. You might get the answer from a billboard. You might get an answer from a stranger talking to another stranger and you're just happening to hear the conversation. You might get that sign or that answer from anywhere. And what was on my mind was, why is all this stuff feeling strange, and why is my body reacting towards him the way it reacts towards him? And yeah, cause there's stuff, but I'm trying to explain this top layer because I gotta explain the bottom layer also, and that's the part that's not quite as happy, but it turns out to be happy in the end. So anyway, so long story short, I discover that whatever is going on, he has something to do with it. He's got something to do with it. I told my father, he came up to the Walmart. I was like, it's him. I said, I'm not sure. I think I might be talking to him telepathically. My father said, are you thinking about him? I'm like, yeah. And that's all he said. You know, my father does not talk a lot. He expects you to use the brain he gave you. I was like, well, if that's the case, I said, I've been saying some pretty frisky things. There goes my face. There it goes. Yep. So, whew, hot. Anyway, so, okay, that kind of set her down for a couple minutes. I was like, Will. But, you know, but part of this journey is, in true love, that you have such a deep connection with the other person that you can't communicate without a telephone. So anyway, he disappeared for 3 months. And I heard a song talking about, I'm going to make you miss me. I did. Oh my God. I drank. I smoked. I lived my life, but he was never far from my thoughts. He was constantly in my thoughts. I thought I was going crazy. At one point, I had texted him to get out of my brain. Because I couldn't stop thinking about him. And I'm like, no. You know, like, it's like, come on, baby. No, I'm scared. No, leave me alone, leave me alone. You know, he's like, it's okay, baby. No! Look, as hard as I fought, as hard as I got hurt. Okay? Let's appreciate. I'll be back.